How's it going? My name is Chris Hall. I'm Marketing Director for Freshjive Manufacturing and the Reserve Store. And we are here at the Reserve Store at 420 North Fairfax in Los Angeles, California. Reserve is our Freshjive retail flagship store. We stock Freshjive and we stock all of our other affiliated brands. Rick Klotz, founder and creative director of Freshjive, started the company in 1989, and since then he's launched a few other brands, which we also stock here in the store. Of course, Freshjive Fairfax, which is kind of an offshoot of Freshjive that kind of reflects the neighborhood and the block. And RMK is Rick's signature line. It's more of like a very traditional streetwear, kind of almost a precursor to streetwear. It's like traditional, almost workwear. Basics, basic jeans, button-up flannels, real clean, not real graphic heavy. And we also carry Gons, which is another one of Rick's lines. It's Rick and a partner of his named Trace Marshall started the line about 3 years ago. It's a surf-inspired line that's kind of anti-surf industry. They're both surfers, Rick and his partner Trace, and they kind of wanted to capture surf aesthetic, Los Angeles aesthetic, but a little bit nicer cuts, a little bit cleaner, a little bit higher price point, but really, really nice pieces. That's the Gons line. Then we also carry Warriors of Radness, which is one of our newer lines, one of Rick and Trace Marshall's newer lines actually. And it's again a surf-inspired line, but it's a little more accessible, more graphic heavy, a lot of sarcasm. It's really, the essence of it is kind of an anti-surf industry surf brand. There's a lot of commentary on the surf industry, a lot of commentary on surf culture, that, you know, how they see it, a lot of the downfalls and kind of a lot of the negative aspects and the corny aspects of the surf culture they kind of like to point out and you know, make reference on. It's a lot of graphic tees, as I said, board shorts, a lot of color, and that's the newest line that we have here in the store. And that pretty much covers the clothing. Obviously, we are the majority of our inventory is clothing, but we also give equal attention to the books that we have here in the store. Rick's been a book collector for years. Books, magazines, everything from photography to graphic design to pop culture to fashion. A lot of music books we have, a lot of out of print. They're all vintage, there's nothing new. The old magazines, we carry Slash magazine, which is like the original kind of punk. It was the original punk magazine of Los Angeles in the late 70s, early 80s. It was published by a guy named Sam Samioff. It went out of publication years and years and years ago, but the books here kind of reflect Rick's style and his passions and his influence, and hopefully there's other people out there like Rick, because he's pretty eccentric, and his you know, his interests and his passions kind of reflect that. So that's the book element. We also carry a magazine called Wet, which was also published in Los Angeles in the late 70s, early 80s. It's a real kind of culture magazine, art, fashion, design. You know, it was real avant-garde at the time, kind of underground. And Rick's found a bunch of copies, and we sell those here in the store. And then after, in addition to the clothing and the books that we sell, we also partially serve as a gallery space. Since the store opened 3 years ago, we've had regular art exhibits, photography exhibits. We have openings, and currently we're showing the photography work of an amazing photographer named Edward Culver. Mr. Culver was famous for documenting. He was one of the only photo documenters of the early punk scene and the punk scene in general in Los Angeles. Again, in the late 70s, early 80s. He has some iconic photos. a lot of stuff that's recognized by punk fans, by music fans in general. He's done work with Black Flag, the Germs, every influential punk band that you could imagine out of LA. Edward's been involved with, and what we wanted to kind of showcase, because some of his photos are so iconic and recognized, we wanted to exhibit some of his lesser known stuff, and it's almost like a rarities and B-sides exhibit that we have up right now. A lot of stuff that he's never shown, and some of which has never even been published. So that's the current exhibit that we have up, and like I said, we have regular exhibits, 3 or 4 a year usually, and good openings at the beginning of every exhibit. Lots of people. It's a good time. It's a good vibe. So in a nutshell, that's Reserve. That's what it's all about. That's what we carry. That's the culture that we're trying to share with our consumers and the rest of the world, because we're more than just a clothing brand. We draw influences from so many different aspects and elements of life and Los Angeles culture and music and design and fashion, and we really wanted to kind of put it all under one roof, and that's what Rick Klatt's kind of vision was for the store, and I think he's kind of accomplished it, and that's what we have here. My name's Chris Hall, Marketing Director for Freshjive and the Reserve Store. Thanks for checking us out. Peace.